Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie in New York City tonight to attend this week's United Nations General Assembly. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Topping the news tonight, a number of major issues pertinent to the Bahamas will be on the agenda. Clint Watson, who is also in New York covering the Prime Minister, has more on what is being described as another historic event on the UN's calendar.
The curtain will soon rise on the busiest diplomatic season of the year at the United Nations headquarters in New York City. World leaders will gather for the high-level portion of the 71st General Assembly. They'll take part in debates that will eventually result in a position by the UN on many global issues and conflicts. Focus this year is on extreme poverty and hunger, the ongoing refugee crisis, and climate change. On Monday, a special summit will address the large movements of refugees and migrants. This is the first time the General Assembly has called for a summit at the heads of state and government level on this topic, and it is a historic opportunity to come up with a blueprint for a more plausible response. It's no secret that the Bahamas continues to face challenges in migration from a number of nationalities. Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie will address the General Assembly on Monday and is expected to speak to what the Bahamas is doing to address the flow of illegal migration. According to the UN, world leaders are expected to adopt a political declaration as an outcome document at the summit, during which the UN will see a new addition to its family, a dedicated migration agency. Leader of the UN and the International Organization for Migration will sign an agreement to officially make IOM a related agency of the UN system. Now, once this forum is over, it will be back to work on what world leaders have been focusing on at the UN for several years, the Sustainable Development Goals. Later in the week, the Secretary General will make a pitch for an early enforcement of the Paris Agreement on climate change by holding a special event where countries can deposit their ratification instruments. To date, it will require 28 countries representing 16% of global emissions to ratify the agreement, which was reached last December. Now, beyond this week, the 71st session will continue to tackle implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. That's a 15-year blueprint towards a healthy planet and a world free of extreme poverty. Also historic, this summit will hear for the last time an address from U.S. President Barack Obama as he prepares to demit office. He is expected to host a reception on Tuesday evening for heads of state. Joining the Prime Minister's delegation at the cabinet level are Foreign Affairs and Immigration Minister the Honorable Fred Mitchell and Labor and Immigration Minister the Honorable Shane Gibson. The Prime Minister is scheduled to return to the capital on Wednesday. In New York, Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.